Yeah, it's about 6 o'clock here in Alberta. Everything's all good. Oh yeah, I took like 8 inches off my beard. I got a haircut in my hair. I did my own hair. Check this out. All my hair is done. I redid all my hair myself, and I did my beard myself. So this is, it hurts to see, Jacinda, it hurts to see Queen Elizabeth passed away and that, but I know definitely that they were switching King Charles out with fucked up clones to try to kill his mother and stuff like that. And I got a news flash for you. Queen Elizabeth's not dead. It's actually a clone of Queen Elizabeth that passed away. The real man was still alive. He's a real life. So what I would do is I would talk to the Australian Prime Minister, and you need to sign the referendum. And pardon my language, but you need to tell Prince Charles to go fuck himself. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I have proof that I am the royal family. Not only am I God Almighty, I'm related to the royal family. Completely related to the royal family through James Richard Werbisky. His mom, Lynn Werbisky, comes from the Corleone family and King James II of Scotland, who, I'll have you know, the grey aliens tested his blood and found out he came from the ancient royal family of England. So they said to the English, you don't have a hope in hell, because they didn't really have any way of doing blood tests. But the grey aliens are way advanced, and they had a way of doing that. So they told them, okay, King James is royal. So now, here it is. Okay, the King Jamie's Bible. Jamie's Bible. So that would mean that my brother Damien in Australia and I are royal. And I think, too, that it says a 1962 unibody. Dave Weeb is my father. Dave Weeb, James Werbisky, and Ringo Starr, and I have five fathers, and Wilford, and I think maybe Rennie Belinsky, and then Rod and Roder, or somewhere in that. So now I don't get this. My mom has blue eyes, but yet I see a picture in an old book of our family where my mom has green eyes and my grandpa has reptilian eyes just like me. So what I want to know is why would we support? Now, I have a Bible here. It's a purple Bible, and it's a King James Bible. And in this Bible, on the very first page, it talks about me, the limey Messiah, how when we first brought you to rule and reign over, when we first sent you to rule and reign over our people in November and stuff like that. And this never happened. See, they switched me out. They switched me out in this last December. That never happened. Now, I wrote this Declaration of Independence, and I sent this Declaration of Independence. I'm going to send this Declaration of Independence to you, Jacinda. I am fucking mad. The sarin gas is no better. These pieces of shit, they're making more tunnels under the building here. They're making more tunnels. My building is sunk. My apartment is sunk over 30 degrees on the one corner. Now, I got a proof. I should just take my level and bash my landlord Timothy right in the face. I should just kill him in my apartment. What a piece of shit. He lied to me the other day. When he came here, I told him, I said, this is what's happening. You have to believe me. I said, because if you don't, you're going to die. I told him, you're just going to die. You're just another piece of shit criminal. And then I said to him, this is how this is. I'm telling you how this is so you know for your own benefit. I told Timothy this. This is for your benefit. I said, I don't give a shit for the other people. I said, but you, Timothy, are, you say, from the tribe of Judah. Well, I'm from the tribe of Judah too. And I don't remember sleeping with anybody, so I don't know how Timothy would be my son. He has the same kind of color of eyes as me, but he's shorter than me, so I don't know what's going on there. That's not my issue anyways, but the fact of the matter is at nighttime I go to sleep, I can hear people underneath my floor in my bedroom. They're not above me. It's not the people above me that are doing this. They're very quiet at night. They're really good tenants. It's not them. It's people below me. And Timothy keeps saying, you're hearing the people above you. And I'm like, how the fuck can I hear the people above me when the voices I'm hearing are coming from under my floor? That doesn't make any sense. Nobody has the right to harm anybody. Everybody has the Canadian Constitution signed by Queen Elizabeth herself. And Pierre Elliott Trudeau said, no, everybody has the right not to be subject to any cruel or unusual treatment or punishment. So last night, I wakes up like the usual, rocking, I'm, the Hard Rock Cafe kind of deal. And all of a sudden, these people start torturing me and stuff. And I can hear people running around there yelling, hurry up, and snack on them, get them. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, who the fuck does this? I'm like, really? I'm like, holy shit. So what I ask for you today is you need to go to the Australian Prime Minister immediately and you tell him that Prince Charles is in the ground in November. He is gone dead. And this is coming from Katie and William. He is not the Prime Minister. He's not Prime. He's just a piece of shit murderer that murdered his ex-wife Diana. And I have proof of this. I do. Yet they're fucking flinging lawyers left, right, and center trying to protect him when he's nothing but an adulterous piece of shit. So what I would do is I would go for your independence. I would go for your independence and say, we want nothing to do with you. You're a lying piece of shit. And what I would do is I would set a meeting with him and tell Prince Charles this. You need to stick up for me. Same as with you and there's a kid that lives upstairs. His name is Jason and his mom is Brenda. He looks nothing like his mom. He has his eyebrows kind of like my eyebrows and stuff, but he's tall. He's really tall. He's tall like you. And he looks something like you. They did that. I think they stole one of your ovaries and my sperm and made a child and then took the child and put him in someone else's womb to raise them, or I don't know. I know what they're doing down there in Antarctica too. And then what they're doing is they're killing off people. The people, I don't want to live in society anymore. So they kill themselves off and then they're all hiding in Antarctica, abusing everybody on Earth. So I think that we should get atomic bombs and we should fly over Antarctica, that big eye in Antarctica, and just drop fucking 2 atomic bombs in there. And just get rid of the people under there. They don't need to. My grandma is a piece of shit. To think she can fucking hate her own grandson makes her a piece of shit. I don't have to worship anybody that is like that. Same as my dad. Oh, you're lucky I decided to use nerve gas on you. Oh, really? Thank you for telling me that. Now I can convict you. So, what are we going to do? I have a Declaration of Independence for you that I will send you this week. I will also read to you what this Bible says. This Bible clearly says the Most High God. I got 2 huge styes on the top of my eyes, and I'm the limey Messiah. The one more in line to my father, King David Weeb. That's right, Dave Weeb is my father. So that's how I know I got a big penis. Because my grandpa had a 16-inch penis. That was when it was soft. So did his brother David. There was 4 brothers. And David Watson comes directly from King David. As does James Richard Werbisky. And my other father comes directly from Zeus. So not only do I have the lineage, the Greek lineage of Zeus through, it says 2 art God. Yeah, well, Arthur or David Weeb, who comes from my uncle. I got my uncle bloodline too, maybe. I don't know who all my fathers are. I'm going to have to do an ancestral DNA test on me. And here's another thing I found out. Cold Case, do you remember a show that they hosted in the States that said it was called Cold Case? And they had Jeremy Ratchford and Danny Piano? That would be right. The kid with the black hair. Danny Piano, Ian Oakley. Oh, I'm a cop. I just found that out. When I was in the States, after I was in the military, I flew jets. I got proof I was in Skunk Works. I can show you a picture of me when I'm little. And you know how that I know I'm Ian Amy Oakley or Ian Amy Morita? Is because I saw a movie, The Karate Kid. I spun this movie around, and the picture on the back of that looks identical to the picture that I have of me playing guitar when I was little with a big skunk on my head. And my hair is black. My hair's not brown like James's. I have a picture of James too. And I know what him and Peter look like. So I don't know what these people have been doing, but they're not allowed to say like my grandpa, there was a reptilian grandpa and a reptilian grandma and my mom and my uncle. They're not allowed to make clones and send them to the Yukon, make clones and put them in England, make clones and put them in Australia. They're not allowed to do that. What makes them think they're allowed to do that? They are not allowed to clone people, period. Yet they're still doing that. Yet nobody's listening to the laws of God. And I am the Lord Almighty. It says worship God alone. It says nothing about Jesus. And you know why? Because my brother, my brown-eyed brother, James Ian Warbisky, is the devil. He's actually the devil. James Ian Warbisky, James Ian Warbisky. He's not the Messiah. It's me. But if my name is not James Ian Warbisky, though, my name is Ian Amy Oakley or Ian Amy Morita. There's only two names that I could be. There's one of those names. And I know for a fact that I come from the States. Because Genesis, I think it's chapter, King James Bible, Genesis chapter 11. I'll look this up for you next time so I can see if I was right or wrong. Chapter 11, chapter 4, and chapter 9. Or chapter 11, verse 4 and verse 9. You read in there, it's going to say U.S. and alone is good. So it says I'm from the U.S. So when we were younger, I have a brother named Shane Oakley too. They split us up when we were little. See, I'm an Oakley too. I come from Wilford. I have big arms, and I come from Jim Warbisky, and I come from Dave Weeb, because I look a lot like Dave Weeb in that. So, and I don't know or whether my uncle I have some of his lineage too, I think. I'm pretty sure I do. But the fact of the matter is that they made King Charles the king after I showed the entire royal family that they weren't royal. I told them why they weren't royal, and I told them if this happened, Prince Charles was going to die, and he would die by November. By the time they kinged him, he wouldn't get till the next November, and he would be dead. So we need to do that, because he's lying, he's kidnapping me, and he's letting people abuse me, and he's doing nothing about it, because they're the head of the Commonwealth. They're the head of the Commonwealth, and Canada is still part of the Commonwealth. So what I suggest is either everybody just say, we're not having anything to do with Britain. We need to get a meeting with everybody that is hooked into the Commonwealth, and everybody needs to declare independence and say, you guys are full of shit. You can fuck right off and die. And every nation needs to sue the monarchy for what they're doing, because they're wrong. Because I got it under good authority that not only am I the governing boss of the entire earth, but my brother James Ian Warbisky is going to be the king of England. And I'm God Almighty. Or I'm going to be the king of England, and I'm going to live up in a mountain, or I don't know how I'm going to do this. But that's really the facts. Even though James Warbisky is just the devil, it says you shouldn't take from the tree of good and evil, but it says you'll always have a king on the throne. So there's only one other place, the King's Throne in Haines Junction at Kathleen Lake. There's a place called the King's Throne. I don't know if it's a volcano or not, but it doesn't matter. So I trimmed all my beard. I'm growing it all under here, the whole beard I'm growing. I just trimmed the whole front off and left it all. It's kind of geeky, but my hair is really cool. And, if you see me like in the sunlight, I've done like a really good job on my hair. I clean myself up, and I have lots of food and stuff to eat, but my parents are retarded. Nobody wants to talk to me. My aunt and uncle won't talk to me and stuff. What a bunch of bag-licking pieces of shit, hey? This is how they treat their people. Same as with you. That person that you're with, they lied to you about that person. Not only is he not royal, he's not an anybody. I'm not somebody that's out here to wreck anybody's marriage and stuff. But here I am. I've got the fucking horsecock. that's crammed into me. I'm complaining to people. Nobody's doing a thing. The Edmonton City Police have been to my house twice. I've showed them all the pictures. I've said, here you go. Look at this. I've brought them everything. I've brought this right to their face, real to their face. They won't do my fingerprints. They won't look into anything like this. These people need to die. Everybody on earth needs to die. There's going to be me left with 477,000 people, and everybody's gone. The only people that are going to be left are older women, me, and girls, and hermaphrodites. And hermaphrodites, like people that aren't men or women, and hermaphrodites, and trans people like that can look after kids and older women and stuff like that know how to take care of kids. And now I'm going to get rid of everybody on earth because these people know this. Same as another thing, like the Indians, they say, well, we're Aboriginal, we were here first. Okay, if that's the truth, in Australia, it's hot there, so people should be a bit darker. But up north or lower, on the lower altitudes of Australia and New Zealand, there's winter there and stuff like that. So there's not much sunlight. Same as in the north, in Ainge Junction and up in Inuvik and all that, there's hardly any sunlight. And the people are white. And why are people white? So they can absorb more sunlight and get the vitamin D that they need so they're not depressed to get them through that. Okay, so you tell me, Jacinda, how come everybody up there is Eskimo and Indian? They're not from here. They're not from here. See, the Greys have been bringing these people here. They're making clones and they're causing all problems. The American government's worshiping the Grey aliens. The Greys are not living on my earth. They're not going to be part of this because they don't even listen to the Bible. They're coveting my earth. Same as the Negroes are coveting my earth. They're Nibiru's. They're not from here. They're from the planet Nibiru. I have a book that proves this. And ironically, I have some of the bloodline from there. I have some of the bloodline from Orion and some of the bloodline from the Cyrus or the Pleiades or wherever I come from. I don't know a lot about that because everybody's hiding the information on me, namely the Catholic Church, and the Catholic Church shouldn't be doing that. Same as Peter, my brother James Peter Warbisky. I do not know why he's got rocks in his head, but why out of all the people sneaking in and out of those tunnels, they have not one person that's been able to wear a camera and get pictures of everything going on and give this to the... I don't believe in that. That's bullshit. They've had a year to do this, to do all this. They're doing the same thing. They're not changing. They're doing the same thing. So this is what's going to happen. I need to move. I need to go somewhere. Now, I don't want to stay in this country because I'm not from this country. I'm in Canada illegally. I don't have a passport. I have my brother's ID. They stole my passport. They stole $60,000 from me. I went with my passport and all my brother, all this jewelry I had his passport, and I said, okay, I'm fucking out of here. I'm gonna go do this. I went to pawn off all the stuff which was guaranteed gold, solid gold. I had a New Zealand Australian pence, 1 pound that was a solid gold pound. And I said, this is gold, man. I said, look at this. I went over there and I did it on there and they poured it on. It's, in blue. No, that's not. And I said, listen, that's bullshit. I said, you did not do the proper test. I said, go get me 24 karat gold acid and we'll scrape some on there. And we'll go, no, I know what I'm doing. And so I told the Italian, no, you don't. There's a fat Chinese guy in there. He's a piece of shit, disgusting maggot ripping people off. I said, this is enough. So I need my ID back that says Ian Amy Oakley or Ian Amy Morita, and I want to leave Canada. And you're going to help me. Because I'm not staying in this apartment. I'm in lot. Same as that fucking loser, Timothy. What a fucking goof. Fucking liar. He sits there and admits that there's people downstairs. Okay, I'm getting on it. It's going to be done. But no, the last time I talked to him, he said, no. I ran upstairs. They started jumping on my floor. So I ran up. So I told him, I said, hey, what the fuck you guys doing up there? Stop this. I got a headache, man. Or call somebody, man. I said, this is enough. Every time I drink, I want to have a couple drinks. People, oh, let's give him a headache with the sarin gas and abuse him. So I said, this is fucking enough. I said, I've had enough. I got people hacking into my phone. I had Timothy's Wi-Fi. I was helping him out for a Wi-Fi. Fucking metering my Wi-Fi. And then turning my Wi-Fi off and on, then lying to me. When I have people with cameras filming Timothy doing that. No, I wasn't doing that. Oh, really? Nope, I don't do stuff like that. Same as him getting fucking bumholed in his apartment. I have video footage of people doing anal with Timmy in his bed, in his fucking apartment. I have pictures, video evidence of him doing this. And these people continue to lie to me. So we need to do something about this. I am not staying here another fucking winter while these fucking pieces of shit try to use, well, it's winter time now. And we can get away now. We can continue. I don't fucking think so. This is not happening anymore. We need to do something. And another thing, if your husband doesn't like you and he doesn't like what's going on, then you just tell him, get the fuck out of my house. Because I have the right to talk to you. In the beginning. Jacinda beginning. In. Jason. Whoops. But Jacinda beginning. In the beginning. In the manger. In the beginning. That doesn't say anybody else. That says Ian. The King Jamie's Bible? Oh, King Jacinda's Bible. King Amy's Bible. That's right. You're right about that. And that's me. Amy. The King Amy's Bible. Amy's Bible. Datsun. My brother had a green Datsun. My parents had a 210 Datsun car. So I know what I'm saying is true. And me and my brother look identical. So I think that we're actually identical twins and that they made 3 clones of me. And then they made another one, Orion Thomas Nilsson. And I'm tired of this. The police won't listen. And another thing, I got a police officer named Steve Sharp that my brother grew up with. And he's not doing anything about the people under there. He knows they're there. Oh, we'll just go upstairs and blow a bunch of water down there and do that. But then they continually are bombing me with sarin gas. And there's only one way they're doing that, below my apartment. So they won't get the military in there. They won't do nothing. So I do not know what to do anymore. I don't have any money. I'm running out of money. They're fucking stealing from me, the heavenly realms. Get this. They stole $60 from me this month. They're stealing the ingredients from my medication. They're putting Abilify. They're pumping Abilify in with sarin gas. That's fucking bizarre. Now, I'll tell you another thing. I know that Bill Jameson, the gray-eyed Bill Jameson, he has 2 clones. He has a green-eyed gin clone, and then he has another blue-eyed, fucked up, weird, is just a clear-eyed, kind of bluish-eyed clone. So there's 3 Billy Jamesons, and Alan Ian McIntosh that died, that's supposed to be helping me. He died, but it was his clone that died. So here's green-eyed Alan Ian McIntosh. He's probably running around with my ID. Oh, no, he is not. Because he has done fucking nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. Because if he was working and he was doing something, Prince Charles would not be the king right now. So what I would do is I would sign a referendum and I would talk to every country that's hooked up with the monarchy and say, fuck, we'll disband the monarchy. Disband it. We're not going to do anything with it. And because you know that I'm the royal family, we're going to prove that I come from King James II because they still have blood tests of King James II down in Antarctica. And I can prove this. And this is probably, and the Scotch people probably have all these. The Scots probably have this. And they know it, same as Rosslyn Chapel. They got all the teachings of James II buried under Rosslyn Chapel. But yet I'm not allowed to read that. I am God and that's my stuff. I come from James the Righteous. Oh, really? That's true. I know, and I am the person I say I am. And every time I take these glasses off, they try to put a clone on me. They put another clone on the other side of me trying to eye me up and stuff like that. So I'm going to have to kill all my clones. I'm going to have to kill Orion Thomas Nelson because he killed a whole bunch of people illegally with Legionnaire's disease. The Gospel of Judas proves this. And Harjeet Sajjan Singh. They're not, I hate to say this, but the East Indians are not God. They're not Prime. They're not nothing. Same as George Oakley. George Veronica Amian. No. The government. Veronica Adamian. Aaron is me. Aaron. My name is fucking Ian Amy Oakley, and I come from the tribe of Aaron and the tribe of David. I have both lineages. Yeah. And I have like 4 Italian family lineages, and 2 of them are Greek. So I am the person I say I am. I'm the founder of the modern government. Fucking, their family's not the founder of the modern government. The Knights of the Round Table, King Arthur, that's real. Same as in Greece, they had the same sort of thing. They had Zeus, Poseidon, Prometheus, Odin, Thor, and Freyja, and they had all the gods, and they had like all the gods got together, and Zeus was top of the ring, and he told everybody what to do, and they had to listen. Same as with me, and these people are not listening. So what I suggest is that we right away, you want to have warrants put out for Edgar Jacobuschenko and Rhoda Anischenko. You need to get warrants for their arrest. I want them arrested for kidnapping me and for failing to provide the necessities of life and for using chemical weapons against me. I want them arrested and put in jail immediately. Can you do that for me? We need to do that first off, because when my brother was little, she called him Ian all the time. So she knows goddamn well that I am God. They know this, and they're lying, and they're not doing anything for me. Every time I talk to them, I beg to them, fuck, just tell me the truth, or I'm gonna fucking, I told them, tell me the truth, or things are gonna get bad for them. And they won't listen to me, and I'm telling them, I can help you people, but you have to trust me. I know how to get away from the sarin gas, and I know how to take down the triangles. And the gray aliens can't shoot at me, or they can't harm at me. They're not letting people blow the earth up. That's the whole thing. But they also know that I'm God, and they're doing nothing for me. They haven't fixed my pubic bone. Like I said, in the beginning, Emily Browning. New Zealand? That is true. It's not Nurse Michelle. It's Emily Browning. In the beginning, the first person that I probably was with was Jane Mitchell, Snubby, in the States. I had a girlfriend named Jane Mitchell, and then I had another one, Spaz, on the aircraft carriers I was with. RDO as a girl. And I think I got her pregnant and stuff like that. And they took me away from all of my girls and stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm here to make people in my image. And I said, you guys don't get to say who I breed with. I'm the one that says who I mate with. I'll tell the people who I think is prime and who ain't. And I'm a good judge of character, Jacinda. I'm not stupid in any way, shape, or form. I want to get a passport, and I want to come to New Zealand. I don't want to live here anymore in Canada. Trudeau can go fuck himself. I want Trudeau dead, period. He says he's representing me. He's not doing a fucking thing. He's sitting there worshiping the fucking false monarchy. And he won't even talk to me. I phone him. You think they'd talk to me. I knew Chrystia Freeland was coming, and so I came here. She was one day, I seen her on the news in the morning, and she's in Ottawa. Then that very afternoon, I see her, the same Chrystia, walking down the street in Alberta. How did she get here that quick? She didn't have time to get on an airplane and come here and be where she was in that quick a time. I seen her on the noon news. So how did Chrystia get here that fast? Oh, they're using the triangles. See, I was up in the heavenly realms in those triangles. And my brother, James Ian Warbisky, is the devil. And I have his ID. I don't want to be him. I want to be the person I am, and I am God Almighty. And I'm supposed to live up in the house of the Lord. I don't know where that is. I bet the house of the Lord is probably in Greece, or in Switzerland, or somewhere high up in the Alps, or something, or in the Yukon territories high up in the mountains, or in the Mackenzie Mountains. I heard the summer is in the Mackenzie Mountains. I have a Bible that's about this thick, Jacinda. It tells everything. It shows everything. And that's what it says, where summer is, the new place it is in that. But in order for that to happen, I have to have access to triangles. I can't have the gray aliens, thinking they're going to just sneaking around bringing all kinds of weird people to our Earth. They can't. See, the Indians, the Eskimos, and the Negroes are not from here. Adam and Eve were white, not black. Same as fucking Zeus. Zeus is from the Mediterranean. It's hot there. It's salty there. So the beards are all curly like that. Same as me. My beard's curly because I come from Zeus. So does Rennie Belinsky. Rennie Belinsky's a direct descendant of Zeus. And his beard's all curly. That's how I know Rennie Belinsky's part of my father. I know that. I know pretty much, I can tell. I look like my uncle too. So I know that. And then I got I've got Dave Weeb, then there's Wilfred Oakley and Jim Orbisky. And that's probably who there is. So I don't know what else to say. I love you a lot, and I apologize to your husband, and I thank him for any of the work that he does do. But if he has a problem with our talking like this, then if he's jealous like that, it's just going to be get a restraining order and get rid of him. Because just between you and me, I'm going to tell you this, Jacinda, from my own experience. In the beginning, Christ, church, like my brother, church, not to worship Christ. Because Christ was a pedophile. My brother was a pedophile when he was young. And everything is exactly the way it was. Wherever you are to go to Amy's, the righteous. To the righteous. So where was I? That's right. New York. I have a Y on my chest from open heart surgery. New York. Y Oakley. Ian Oakley, that's right. And I've got all the Shield. I bought the whole series. And I was in this cold case squadron. I was one of the Jeremy Ratchford and Danny Pino, and that beautiful little blonde girl. Yeah, well, Ratchford and the big guy, the other guy, they were my bosses. And I was out there. I was the beat cop. They got all the information. So yeah, anyways, I'm not going to bother you too much more and stuff, but sign a referendum. You're not supporting Charles. I'm going to give you the information this week, and this is why. You're going to tell Charles that he's an absolute, he should be ashamed of himself. You're not going to be part of them. If anything, you could be independent. Australia can be independent. You can be your own people because they're full of shit liars. And they don't control the bank. They don't control the bank. The money is not going to buy them their future. Money doesn't buy happiness. Money does not buy health. Good food buys health. Good hygiene. We are what we eat. And that's right. And I told him we need to grow hemp in Canada. Same as my brother. Me and my brother been telling Trudeau what to do since he's been in power, and he's done nothing that we've wanted him to do. So that he needs to get turfed out of there. And maybe we should put my brother in there as Prime Minister, and then maybe we should get to working on what we need to do and get all the people together, get our like-minded people together. Because if I'm in New Zealand, then we're closer to the base, and they're not gonna like that. See, because Ross Werbisky is not anybody. He's not Jesus. There's nobody, and nobody there. Same as in the States, all the people. They don't. Oh, well, yeah, we're gonna help you. We're gonna help you, but what have they done for me? Nobody in the States is helping me. I've talked to Isabel Ruckert. I've talked to Angela Jones. I've talked to the Angels. Even Jennifer Nasu on TV. Jennifer Nasu, I looked at her when I was watching TV. I said, Jennifer Nasu, oh no, we made love before and you're totally in love with me. And she just started drooling. She was drooling all over. She goes, I love you. I mean, we have children and stuff. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I was with you. And she nodded. And stuff. And these people, when you look at the TV and you can hear and see them, they can hear and see you. They can actually talk to you via the TV. Oh, you didn't know that? Oh, yeah. That's how I'm finding all this out. And Jennifer Nasu said the same thing. You are totally top dog. He said, you've been up to the moon. You've been everywhere. I've been to the moon. I have pictures of me on the moon waving. Short little guy, me waving. I've been to the moon before. Oh, that's right. And I was in Skunk Works. And then all of a sudden one day they fed me this stuff to make me forget. And then they dropped me in my brother's apartment. And Peter and Debbie and Merrill, my landlord, agreed to that. They said that I was telling the truth. So I'm going to let you go. And so you can sign a referendum, talk to Australia, say no, Charles is not the king. We have proof. I know who actually is supposed to be the king. All right. Talk to you later. Thanks, Jacinda.